Hey there everybody, Paller here, and welcome back. Today we're going to be starting the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough slash tutorial series. So, if you don't know, this series is going to be designed for low skill level players just getting into the game, people that want to experience the game in its complete form but don't exactly they've never really gone through it. I'm going to do my best to cover as close to 100% of the game as I can in a single playthrough. This isn't going to be a let's play. I'm not just going to go burning through and focusing on this. I'm going to try and show every little nook and cranny that I can. I'm bound to miss some stuff. There might still be a few things that have not been found in the game yet. It's been out a month and a half. Most likely everything has been found, but there's a lot. I'm likely to just miss some little things. So I can't say this is going to be a 100% walkthrough. It's going to probably be somewhere in the 90% range. I am also not the most skilled player. I am good enough. I got through the original game. I got through the original game on New Game Plus. I've gone through this entire game and beaten every boss in this game. So in all the bosses in both Dark Souls games, I've 100%ed those. But I am not somebody that you're going to be seeing doing speed runs or no shield runs or non-bonfire runs and all of that. I'm going to be playing it relatively safe. So it'll be a type of playthrough that a new player should be able to hopefully follow. If you're somebody with a lot of experience in the game, this series probably is not going to be for you. Also, for those new players that are going to be hopefully playing along as this series goes on and everything, the other thing I'm going to recommend is before each episode, at the beginning of each episode, I'm going to start off and I'm going to recommend a route, a path I'm going to be taking. I then am going to tell you to pause the video and go ahead and play through and see if you can get through it. If you can get through the zones without watching the video, it's going to be far more satisfying for you. The game will be far more rewarding. Now, if you go through and you get in trouble, you can't get past a certain boss, you just run into a zone you can't figure out, you're dying a lot, you can then come back and watch the video and it'll show through. Also, if you do manage to get through the area, you can then come back and I should hopefully be able to show you a few secrets, things you might have missed as you went through the series. And I'm going to be keeping these episodes around 30 minutes in length to cover to keep things flowing along. I don't want these super long videos, so they're mostly going to be about 30 minutes long in length, everything. I will also occasionally be editing footages. I'm going to be running two characters simultaneously side by side. One character is going to be, there's going to be quite a few places in the game where you have two options. You either do this or do that, and if you do one, you can't do the other. This is mostly going to come down to different weapons that you can get and everything. So for that purpose, if we choose one option on this character, on the other character I'll choose the other option, and I'll edit in the footage to show you, and again, to hopefully give you a 100% playthrough. Okay, so let's jump into it. New game. While this is loading in... Oh, never mind. Video.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
They really went all in for that opening video. I approve of it quite a bit. Unfortunately, it seems to have originally been made for 30 FPS, and it honestly doesn't do very well at 60. That's one of the few things that actually I think looks a bit better on consoles, as it's just smoother than trying to run at 60 FPS. But it is what it is. The last thing I was going to say right before we jumped into it, I forgot I'd opened up at the movie. I am going to, for the most part, leave this online. I'm going to try to play online as much as possible. If we run into a problem where PvP is breaking the consistency of getting through the videos, getting things done, I'll switch to an offline mode and I will just edit in, invasions and co-op and stuff later on. The flow and getting things done in a 30-minute window is more important to me than showing the PvP and such. Now, for those of you that are going to play ahead of me, our objective for this episode is pretty easy. We're just going to get through to Majula. Majula is going to be, your objective mainly is going to be to that whole crevice with light there. You want to get through to there. Up this road here a little bit, you're going to come across a little shack with some people in it, and that's going to allow you to create your class. Your class is ultimately not overly important. Find something that you think will suit your playstyle. This character here, I am going to be going with a strength faith build. For my Dark Souls 1 walkthrough, I did a dexterity int slash fire build, mostly dexterity fire, but I did a little bit of int. So this character is going to be strength faith, just to show something a bit different, a different play style. The mirror character that I'm going to run is going to be running dexterity int then to offset it. But you can select whatever class you want, it really won't matter in the end. The most you're talking about is maybe a difference of 3 or 5 soul levels to equal out any of the classes all around. But that's your objective for this first episode. You're going to break through that light, you're going to end up in Majula, and meet me up there. For those of you staying around, or when you come back to watch it, let's get rolling. I'll also point out something. So I did, before this, a video called Beforehand, before we start. And that goes through, and it covers quite a few of the mechanics, the theories, and some of the things behind the game. It's a pretty long video, almost an hour, like 55 minutes and everything. If you're a brand new player, it is a long video, but I somewhat recommend watching it.
seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Okay, obviously we're going to be going with Pallor. We're going to try to, at least. Okay. Okay. What? I just typed it. Pallor. Oh, there we go. Yes.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
And now we get to create our class. So like I said, this is going to be a strength faith build. Now the classes, for the most part, I think they're even more reduced than Dark Souls 1. Demon Souls had the most classes. They reduced that down, and now we're down to, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I can count. 8, one of those being the Deprived. For brand new players, one of the ones you might want to consider is the Explorer. I can use my mouse here. You can see over here, the Explorer actually has quite a few items. If I go through the other guys, they all pretty much just have life gems. Life gems is a healing item, but the Explorer has a whole bunch of additional items that can help them along. Is relatively weak, you know, is just using this little dagger here, but is a pretty good starting off class. For us, let's see, we could look at the Cleric. The Cleric does start off with the Sacred Chime, which allows him to cast Miracles, which is his faith-based spells, but he only really has Heal. He's got 11 Strength, 5 Dex. It's not really great, and nothing that we can't pick up relatively early in the game. Bandit is much more Dex build. Likely pick the Bandit for my other class. Actually, my other class will probably be the Swordsman. One of these two. We're looking most likely at either the Knight or the Warrior. Now, you may notice as I go through this with the mouse, only one of these classes actually starts off with a shield, being the Warrior. And the shield's pretty darn important for a Dark Souls game normally. However, since he starts off with a shield, his main hand weapon is actually a broken sword hilt, so he doesn't actually get a weapon. So let's see, he's got 15 strength, he's got 11 strength, 8 dex, he's got 11 dex, 12, 7. I'm looking here at the Attune and Faith, 5 and 5 compared to 4 and 6, so that actually equals out. 11, where's he got his extra? He's got 9, here, in the equip load spot. I can't remember what that's called. The strength and the dex on this guy's pretty nice. Let's take the Warrior. That'll work. Gift. Okay, so the gifts are changed up also from the original Dark Souls game. In the original Dark Souls, there were quite a few items that you got as gifts that could not be acquired via playing the game. That is completely changed. Everything here now can be acquired in-game. Life Ring is just a little bit of a health boost. Human Effigy, that's what you use to restore your humanity if you've died. Healing Wares, this is a good one for new players. You see it gives you a whole bunch of more life gems, or several more life gems, some poison moss, and larger life gems. This is Radiant, and this is, I forget, but it's also a life gem. Healing items. Bah. Homeward Bone, you really don't want that. we're going to take one of these three. Seed of Tree of the Giants. Seed of a Tree of Giants. This can be used in PvP. Basically, if you get invaded and you consume this item, it will turn the... it'll take any of the hostile mobs in the zone, which are normally passive to the invader, and turn them against them. So they'll go running through, and these mobs that are normally passive will attack them. It can really turn around, but it's a one-time use item. It's really not all that great. Bonfire Static is quite good. This has to do with the game difficulty. If you're not exactly sure what this is, we're not going to be taking this. We're going to be taking Petrify something. This can be used to reset a certain zone into a New Game Plus mode. Go back and watch the lead-up video. I go into this stuff far more in depth there. We're going to be taking Petrified something. This is kind of a random item. This could be anything from a chime. We could end up getting the trident from the old guy, from the dancing trident thing. That's from Dark Souls 1. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But this is a random item that we'll get. We'll go ahead and we're going to take that. Let's close out of there. Body, we're gonna go. We'll stay male. Build, we'll do something like that. That's pretty good. Of course, we're gonna go muscular. Why not? Face, homeland. These guys just have very weird shit. I kind of like it though. Let's no. Yeah. Hair. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I don't really care. We could do a friar hair. Nah. Nah. Kind of just, yeah, just receding. It's simplistic. It looks like something a warrior, a battle-scarred warrior would have. Something like that. That'll work. There we go. Just something normal. Oops. A little bit darker to match his hair. Eye color we won't see. Beard. We do want a beard. Beards, you gotta always have a beard. Got the real good beard. The little girly goatee. That's not too bad of a beard, but let's go with the... go with the mustache rides. Beard. Beard color. Gotta make it a little darker. There we go. That'll work. Not gonna worry about tattoo. Now, if you are somebody that's really big in customizing, there's actually quite a few customization options here. You can really go in here and change things around. There's a whole bunch of customization options, for the face at least. The overall body, not a whole bunch, but that will work. And finalize creation. Yes.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
They're a very nice couple. Yes. Alright. So these here are the, not collector's editions, but the pre-order bonuses. There's quite a few pre-order items. For the most part, I am going to completely ignore them. Not for the most part, I am. I don't want to use those items in case somebody that watches this wants to follow along and doesn't have access to those items. So they're going to go into storage, and I'm going to ignore them. First thing we're going to do is we're going to steal from these ladies. We're going to come down here and open the door. And out here to the bonfire. Light it. Rest. Oops. Item box. Okay, get rid of that. Not that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's it. Okay, so that's all the pre-order items gone now. And we're back to where we need to be. Alright. Now, before we go running off this way, which is really the way we're supposed to go, we're going to try... Let me see what my damage on this thing is. I've never done it with this character. Let's see, it's... so, He's got 100 damage on it. We should be able to kill this guy with this. We're going to go back the way we came. Now, back out here, there's two things we want to get. There's an item right down here that we can pick up. There's this little cave that comes out underneath the waterfall. And a small, smooth, and silky stone. We'll go into that in a little bit. And then, cross back over the bridge, and there's a hidden path here. With some very big footprints. At the top of this hill is going to be an ogre. This guy is not really to be killed at this level, but we can kill him. I'm going to probably be pretty quiet here. He's pretty darn tough. He has a pickup attack that will one-shot me, and he'll probably 2 or 3 punch me without that. So if I get a little quiet here, I'm just focusing. We're going to get away. I'm going to try to bait into his attack. And he got me. That's only hitting 4. We're going to get a heal off. No! No! Roll. Alright, we're going to disengage. Run away. Run away. So we re-heal. We're trying to kill this guy as he drops a pretty darn good ring. Oh, this sword is... We're going to come back for him. I should have saved that second one. We should be able to pick up a dagger up here pretty soon, I think. And that'll make fighting him a lot easier, as this sword's damage is just bad, considering it's broken. So we're going to go get a better weapon, and then we're going to come back and kick him in the face. Okay, now that we're moving through this area, there's 3 little tutorial zones, these 3 different fogs. This is the first one. And if you're new to the game, you can go through all these signs, have different control examples. Right button is attack, or right bumper, I guess. Right stick is target lock, and so forth. I'm not going to worry about reading all them. If it's your first time, you can read them. But we got people to kill, things to do. I kind of glanced over real quick. Right down there is another ogre. It's obviously a different one. He's in a different spot. He's going to be one we actually skip altogether for this beginning playthrough. We come back and get him a little bit later on. A dagger. Good. This should work much better, I think. It's got less damage, but... Really? Let's put it in the other hand slot, and we'll see which one works better. It seems to be hitting harder. What was that? It looked like it was hitting for... It's hitting for about 70. Let's see what this is hitting for. I should have paid attention to it before. And we'll see which one we want to use when we go back to fight that ogre. Now we're going to come around here and... So 59. Hey, stop that. Yeah. That'll teach you to attack me, try to kill me. I'm going to pull back out my dagger. I'm going to use the dagger. Other than its very short range, it's pretty good. Okay, so in the original Dark Souls, there was the crow's nest that we could leave items in. Guess what we have here? A crow's nest we can leave items in. Now the what was it? Petrified something that we picked up. This item that we chose as our entry item. This is where we can turn this in, and we can see we might get lucky and get a pretty good item. I'm going to choose actually leave selected, and I'm going to tell it I want to leave this item and this item here. The small smooth. This is the silky stone we picked up underneath the waterfall. Yes, leave.
You, give us smooth.
Yeah, I just gave you smooth.
Yeah.
Now we can pick these up, and we get a petrified dragon bone and a titanite slab. Pretty darn good. Those are late game upgrade items. No, we don't want to climb down. I wanted to kick it down. Unfortunately, not exactly what we wanted. We won't be able to use them for a while, but that was a pretty good trade-off. So we'll name a soldier, and we're going to hop down here. Okay, so that's the first tutorial area. Now here we have the second tutorial area. We're just going to work our way through this, and then we'll go back and... I'm trying to think of when we want to kill the ogre. We might run out. I know where I can get a mace that I'm almost positive I can equip, and it'll up our DPS substantially. Okay. First jumping puzzle. Let's not fail. Yay. Amber herb. Amber herbs are... they replenish magic uses. Yay. Speed climb. A lot of this stuff I'm going to gloss over, like the Ember Herb. I'm not actually going to open up and show you. If you're unsure and you want to see that item, all of that was covered in the lead-up video. Probably didn't need to use that, but oh well. I think there's another guy in here. Nope. There we go, cracked red eye orb. That's an invasion item. And we're back out here. If we had a bow from up here, we could go ahead and we could snipe down at these guys, or that guy, but we don't have a bow, so we're gonna have to jump down and fight him. Yeah. Didn't get the shield up in time. I don't like you. Ah! Alright. Now this here is a little trap area. There's actually a archer. Where is he? He's back here somewhere. There he is. So you're designed, you gotta drop down and fight this guy while an archer's shooting at you from behind. If we get a good running start off here, we might be able to do a plunging attack. And miss, and then get shot. There we go. Oh, you're... I'm coming for you, archer. Yeah. I guess, something like that. It's alright. We used a few life gems, not the end of the world. Alright. And then here. Now we would have access, this is that ogre down here. Now you can kind of see there's kind of this coffin sitting on the water in front of him on the beach there. That's the only thing he's really guarding. And we can kill him, except there's actually another one. There's actually two down there on that little beach area. You can't see it. But when you go down, another one's going to aggro you from around the corner. And that's why we're going to skip over that area for now, and we're going to go get a mace first. What happens is that coffin, if you go out there to it and you lie down in it, it changes your gender. It turns you from male to female or female to male. And you can reuse it as many times as you want. Excuse me. And it's kind of funny. When I first did this game, I was in full armor when I finally went in there and picked it up. And I'm laying down and it tells you, it gives you this very cryptic message, like something has changed, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And that was because I was wearing full armor, and it was changing my gender on me. If I mustn't. Okay, we're basically at Majula, where the other episodes should be picking up. But before we go running in there, there is, along this path, you'll notice there's a few little gaps here. This one right here with the bush, if you walk out on the edge here, there's a little drop down. You can hop down here, and then there's a second drop down to this little platform. Or this little, not platform, but ledge. And first thing we want to do is we want to turn right around, and here there's a Morning Star and a Cleric's Sacred Chime. So there is our casting item for when we start going with our Faith build, but we also have a much stronger mace that we can actually wield. This will give us 115 damage, so that's good. I'll get rid of that dagger and get our mace out. And right out here is another item, a pair of binoculars. Binoculars are nothing special. You can just use those to look around, get ranged. There are some circumstances where you can actually use them for for lining up magic shots. Now, I'm not going to actually do any exploring in Majula. That's going to be coming most likely in the next episode. Yeah, that'll come in the next episode. For now, we're going to take this, we're going to rest here, and we're going to travel back to things Betwixt. I put this on my SSD. The load times are so nice compared to the PlayStation version. Oh, I wanted to punch my thing every time I had to load. Okay. Time to kill us an ogre. Mr. Ogre, I got a mace for you. We're trying to kill this ogre because he drops a... I mean, it's not an amazing ring, but a fairly nice ring for early on in the game, especially one that stacks well with our little Morning Star here that we're going to be using for some time. Alright, Mr. Ogre, I'm actually going to go without the shield. And I'm going to miss. And wow, we already started off real good. No! I'm having a tough time. What's going on here? I'm not rolling as far as I thought. I must have very low agility. That did 188 damage. That's a lot more than we were doing with that sword. I'm going to try to get him back up towards the top here where there's a little more fighting room. There is a way you can eventually just get this guy exhausted, and he starts just kind of sitting on the ground over and over again. No! Gotta wait for our health to regen a little bit. Come on. Whoa. That, he was trying to pick me up and eat me like a candy bar. If he had connected with that, it would have been instant death. Get away! Get away! Oh, dang it. I really hate this ogre. Ah, there's the first death. Yay. Let's go back to... Let's try blocking. I've never played this class in the beginning, so I've never had a shield this early. I don't know how much of those attacks I can block. I do know later game, they do so much stamina reduction, you really can't block much. Alright, Mr. Ogre. Got a bone to pick with you. We get our souls back. I want you to sit on the ground. No. Come on. Start doing that attack. I wonder if they fix that AI animation. No! Now we're dead. Oh! Did I live? Nope, I died. We're gonna get him. Hang in there. Welcome to Dark Souls. So, I guess what I'll tell you, if you don't want to deal with this guy, the ring he drops increases the stamina, or I'm sorry, the poise damage you do by 20. So, I think it's 20. So, poise damage, what happens is, if you have an enemy that, well, any enemy, as you hit them, you do damage to their poise, and you stagger them. And once they're staggered, they're opened up for greater damage. Increasing your poise damage increases how quickly you can stagger them. This Morning Star we're actually going to be using for quite some time. Oh, come on already? No. And it does high poise damage. It's one of the things about mace-type, Morning Star-type items. They do poise damage. So combining our build that's going to be using this item for a little while with that ring will balance out fairly nicely for us. I was trying to get around him. I can beat this guy. I promise you. What was I saying? So the combination of that with this. If you're using a class that's not going to be doing a whole lot of poise damage, it might not be worth the frustration of trying to kill this guy this early on. But I'm going to do it. Somehow I'm going to do it. Because he must die. At least we're not losing our souls at all. Just our humanity a little bit by a little bit. You know what it is? The range on this thing is so bad that when I hit him, I'm so close then that I'm having a tough time getting away. Come on! Alright, we're moving on. We are moving on until we're a little bit stronger. I'm really frustrated by that. I've never had to give up on this guy, but I've never had him hitting me so quickly. I've never had that, yeah. I'm trying to think, what is... So my adaptability is 5. That's my agility. That's not terrible. What am I doing? Come back in here. So, an agility of 85. Yeah, that's not terrible. Clip load of 54. I don't know why he's catching me. Yep. Oh well. Travel to Majula. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to just go around, we're going to cover what needs to be covered here in Majula, and we're going to pick up from there. But I'll explain all that at the beginning of the next episode. That one should be shorter, since this one ran a little bit long. Till then, this has been Paler. Thanks for watching.